Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a new microphone system. Now this microphone system is from Fifine. It's the K038. It's the dual microphone system. As you can see, it's the one where you get the two body pack transmitters and the one receiver, like so. Now this is a really good bit of kit. I bought this one about a week ago with the intentions of setting it up onto the computer to see what it's like for the audio recording quality, and also ultimately I suppose it's going to be used for one of our local churches who need a new sound system. This is going to be used as a dual microphone system in the church, mainly for a public address system, mainly for PA, not necessarily audio recording. But I wanted to try out the audio quality to see what it's like recording, because if it can do that really well, then it's going to have no issues at all over the loudspeakers. So over the next coming weeks I shall be doing a proper setup video, and I'll be filming that, and you'll get to see how you introduce it into a current PA system and how to set it up and how well it works. So first things first, you get it out of the box. It comes with the little receiver here, which has got the two radio receivers inside. This is a really good one because you can plug in two external microphones, as well as having the dual receiver functionality on it for both microphones to be used at the same time. As well as being able to do that, you can plug in, like I said, the two extra microphones, but you can also plug in music straight from an MP3 player or an iPhone or some sort of music device. It's got a 3.5mm jack plug at the back, which you can connect using the leads that come with the microphone system. And leaving this to go to your amplifier, it comes with the 1/4mm plugs, which will plug straight into the auxiliary output. So the auxiliary output, the right and left in, which is your audio for your music, and then your left and your right audio output, which goes then straight to your camera or recording device. Now, I'm using a Fifine microphone system, so the K037B. It's the single microphone, lapel microphone system, which is connected straight to the camera. What I'm going to do is to disconnect that and connect you to this receiver here. So I'll plug it into the mains, which is a 12-volt socket straight into the mains, and using the audio output, which I've connected the lead to a 3.5mm, I'm going to connect it to the camera. I'm going to disconnect the camera, or at least turn it off, in a moment. Just going to plug that into the camera. This is the receiver. As you can see, it's all turned on and off just by pressing that button there. Now, these little green lights here indicate that the microphones are switched on and are being received. At the moment, both microphones are turned off. So I'm going to be using this first one, which is microphone C. Microphone C, as soon as you turn on, you can tell it's turned on because the green light comes on. So that's now recording. So let's turn off my current microphone. So we're now using purely the new Fifine mic. Right, how does that sound? So there we go. That's the first microphone done. And the second microphone works in exactly the same way. You press it button, turn it on, green light comes on, indicating that it's receiving this microphone. Now, the great thing is they've all got their own 20 channel frequencies programmed straight into these. So if there's any interference at all you need to do is to press the button on the top, which is the set button, and this will automatically reprogram the transmitter and the receiver to a new frequency. And the great thing is you will never get these two microphone packs working on the same frequency, so you won't get any interference at all. So I'm currently using microphone C. So I can see there that microphone C, the dial, I've currently got pointing round about the 3 o'clock position. I can move that all the way to the top, which is on full, if I want it louder. If I want to reduce the audio, I just keep on turning it down until it gets to... Now, from experimenting, I think I need it round about there, which for me to look at, it's about 3 o'clock, 90 degrees to the right. And that's the way that works. Now, what we can do, we can in fact, if we want, take this microphone off and put one of these microphones on. Now, this microphone is great for recording. It's great for hands-free operation, certain circumstances for when you're like on stage through a public address system, just to help the sound. Perfect for that. But there's also going to be occasions where you'll be doing a lot of physical activity, a lot of movement, where you perhaps need something a little bit closer to the mouth, something that's going to be a little bit louder. For instance, people who do sport directions or aerobic classes, those sort of things. So let's now try looking at this microphone. I can't see myself needing to use this, especially in the conditions that I'll be using them for, but there we go. So that fits on nicely. We unplug this microphone, which is my lapel, and then plug in this headset. So obviously, as you can tell, this headset's got a very different sound to it. Now, I can't hear it at this moment. Obviously, you can. But you can tell by this that, yeah, if you had this plugged into an amplifier, it would be a lot louder and ideal for public address. Especially if you're jumping around on stage, sort of leading an aerobics class or a fitness lesson or something like that. Believe me, that's something that I will never be doing. So let me unplug this again. Plug in my ordinary microphone. So there we go. So the kit comes with 2 of those. Now, supposing then we want to play music through this. So if I've just got the one input on my camera and I want to play some music through to the camera as well, or have another audio device, I can just plug in microphones into microphone D and microphone A. And again, you've got the volume control to adjust the audio for those inputs. But supposing we wanted to bring some music in and we wanted to have a line input, well, we have the ability to do that as well. Let me just bring up my program. Now then, the lead that you would use for that, I've put down somewhere. Where have I put it? Okay, so the way we do this is by, say for instance, you've got a soundtrack on your iPhone or any mobile phone, for instance. You plug the earphone into this lead, and then the lead goes into the back where it says R and L in for right and left in. That plugs in like so. That is now operating and controlled by the music button, which is this dial here. So let's press play. Now I've got the volume control set to about halfway up on my telephone, and as I move the music, you can hear it in the background coming in, getting louder and louder. Now I think about halfway enables me to be able to be heard still if I just move it down a little bit. This is just some free music off YouTube, which is copyright free, so that's why it's not the sort of music I listen to normally. And we can turn that down, and then if we want a little bit of echo, we can turn some echo on as well, and there you have the echo. Don't think I'll be using the echo much, but there you go, it's nice to have, isn't it? So there we have it, and then just unplug it as such. Now, the great thing about this, I'm going to point out now, is that if you want to do outside broadcasts or if you want to be out and about, you don't necessarily have to plug it into the mains. Now, with this kit, you get a mains adapter plug it straight into your mains and into here. But this is actually a 12 volt input. It's just an ordinary jack for 12 volts DC input. So you're not necessarily stuck with an adapter. And what I'm using at the moment, a bit clumsy, but it's a lead acid battery. Now this is a test battery that I use in my workshop. Many different outputs, but it happens to have a cigarette lighter output giving me 12 volts. So this is what I've been using, and this is what I am actually using at this moment. So you can get smaller battery packs as long as it's 12 volts and it's DC. it doesn't matter the size of the battery, it will power this device up. So if you've got, if you're making a video outside and you've got your tripod with your camera and all your equipment on, a small little battery, you can get the LiPo batteries, which are a heck of a lot smaller and lighter and just as powerful, if not more powerful, which you can in fact just Velcro and fasten to the top here if you wanted to. That would still fit so neatly on your tripod, allowing you to remote microphones to be out and about, recording the talents. So there you go. That's what I've been using. So all in all, I'm very impressed. Now what I'm going to be doing next, probably not in this particular video, it's going to be in a few days now, is doing another video, like I say, installing onto a PA system. So you've got a good feeling now of what it's like for audio sound for recording. Again, it all comes down to how you want to adjust the audio. You can turn it down, you can turn it all the way up onto full. You need to find out what's good for you and what's good for your camera. And this is where trial and error comes into play. There's no facility on these microphones or this receiver for you to listen to whilst you're recording. It is purely try it out beforehand, get it set up, get your volumes right, and then do your recording. But saying that, I have to say I can't really fault the design at all. I can't fault any of this system. I love the fact that you can change the frequencies so easily and you don't have to worry about fiddling with anything on the receiver. Everything is all done on this microphone just by pressing and holding the top button, and it's just that. And there we go, we've just changed frequencies twice. You probably heard it in and out. Battery wise, it takes two AA batteries. The batteries, they reckon, last about 6 hours in one of these body packs. Now, after I've been using Boya, I've tried Sennheiser, I've tried quite a few different microphone packs, and they don't always last as long as they do in this one. Especially the Boya, you probably get about 4 to 5 hours use out of. With this, you get a minimum of 6 hours. I've had some very good range tests done on this, range tests that I will be showing you a little bit later on as well. But feature wise, it's very basic, it's very simple. You don't have any audio controls or microphone gains to alter on this one. And that can be a bit of a shame if you want to do a lot of technical stuff with them. But you know what, for basic YouTube work and basic PA systems and work like that I'm doing at the moment, you don't need all those features. I've seen a few reviews on these now, and some people say that, oh, the microphone is just a bit cheap feeling, it feels a bit cheap and light and plasticky. Well, of course it does, it's plastic. You don't want anything big and clumsy and anything too heavy. The great thing I like about this is that the fact that it's very, very thin. You can easily put this in your back pocket in your jeans and sit down and do whatever you want to do without really noticing it's there. Anything bigger and bulkier, like other microphones that I've used, it's just very uncomfortable, and then you run the risk of it catching off your belt, landing on the floor and smashing. This is very durable, it's very light, it's very thin. It doesn't need to be any heavier, it doesn't need to be any thicker or made out of metal. It does the job just as well as it does. And let's not forget, these are budget microphones. You know, we're not talking top of the range here. But for what you get a lot of microphone for your money, I'll tell you that now. So what I've done when I've tried these around the house, I've actually had these in my back pocket. I've gone and sat down on the sofa, actually sitting on it, and there's been no drop out. It's been as clear as anything. You will see a little bit later on some more examples of that. But for the moment, I just wanted to just show you the audio quality as we stand at the moment. But there you go. So that's a nice little microphone system there. So let's come back to this on my next video, and you'll see it being installed, and you'll see the PA side as well. Right, so we're in a slightly different surroundings now. I'm going to be doing a bit of an interview and a bit of a trial of this dual microphone system with Lewis, a friend of mine. We're in his recording studio at the moment. We're just getting a few things set up. And one of the things I want to try in a professional environment with recording is this microphone system. Right, so what I've done, I've got the two lapel body kits, I've got my power supply, and I've got my audio leads. I'm going to be connecting this to the camera shortly. what we need to do first of all is to adjust all the lighting, get a few things set up, and then we'll have a bit of a play around. I'm quite excited about this. I am impressed with the audio quality so far, that like I've shown you. We'll just see how we get on with these. It's going to be good though. Alrighty. Okay, Lewis, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Good, good, good. Right, this is going to be the second part to the video where we're going to be demonstrating the Fifine dual microphone system. So luckily Lewis has allowed us into his very posh recording studio today. We're going to be doing a little bit of work later on for his channel, but what we wanted to do was to try out the microphones because, as you know, I'm wearing a microphone at the moment. It's just a single microphone system. And one of the problems with that is that if there's two of you, one of you can't be heard. You can't be heard, can you?
No.
See, only I can. So the idea with this is, again, you've seen it on my other part of the video, microphone receiver, power supply, audio lead, and two very smart body pack transmitters, little lapel mics. We're not using the headset mics today, just going to be trying these out. So the idea is to see whether this configuration will be suitable for Lewis for when we do Lewis's videos. So the only way we're going to find that out is by trying it out, isn't it? So what I'm going to do now is to disconnect this existing microphone and then switch over to the new dual microphone system. Right then. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Alrighty. Okay, so two microphone packs, one for you, sir.
Thank you.
One for me. Now, both of these are turned on. I've turned off my microphone, that one. So we're now both using the new mics. So this is all it is, Lewis. It's just two body packs, two mics. Clip them on anywhere you want.
Straightforward enough, isn't it?
Straightforward,
Yeah.
dead easy. And if you want to change the channel, you just press this set button up there, and that'll automatically synchronise and change all the channels that you're on. So
It's good.
the idea being, we can now do a decent enough video, or me or you and another person, and have your own sound to it.
Yeah.
So moving around is not a problem. So you can go one side of the shack, I can go the other, and it records well.
Yeah.
So how well do you reckon this could work then for what you would use?
Well, see, I use, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I use a boom mic here. Is that picking up there, James?
It's been led in a bit. There we
Yeah.
go.
So I use this microphone. So I'm locked. Whatever I'm doing in the shed, 'cause I do a lot of reviews on radios and stuff. I have to move this around to wherever I want to be, and I have to make sure I'm up at the camera with the microphone in front of my face. And this microphone is directional as well,
Right.
so I have to make sure I'm speaking to the right side and stuff. And the amount of times I've done a video and it's not turned out right because I've either been talking to the wrong side of the microphone, or it's not been close enough, or you've got to keep you're moving around, but you've got to keep your mouth near that microphone. Whereas with these, you don't have to worry about that. So,
I mean, there are advantages to that microphone you use. I mean, the audio quality is lovely on your mic. So there's occasions where your mic is actually better for you, for what you use.
yeah.
But I'm just thinking, you know, when you do radio tests or you're out in the car, you can have one of these microphones set up with your sun visor, so it picks your audio up. If you're leaving the car, you could have one outside the car.
Well, that's the thing. There's no portability with that.
No. The range I've tested, about 100 yards, no problems at all.
That's really good.
And
yeah.
even when these are so close to each other, you don't get interference from one microphone to the other. The receiver on these is such that it doesn't suffer interference easily.
And are these analog?
These are all analog, yes. Yeah. Battery life, well, I mean, I've had these on and off. I've never changed the batteries yet. It's the original batteries and these. Well, my battery just popped out. Turn it back on again. But yeah, it's worked well for me. I've been really impressed so far.
I think they're really good. They seem pretty well made and solid. I like the metal belt clip as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of these you buy, they don't even have the belt clip on them.
No.
Yeah.
Do you remember my old set I used to have, the Boya microphones?
Yeah, yeah.
Similar to these, but they was quite a lot thicker. And I think I said on camera earlier on that the thicker ones, they weren't very comfortable because you're very conscious, and you might wear this on your back of your belt, and as soon as you sit down, you feel it pushing into you.
Yeah.
This one is better because it's actually thinner, and you can fit these into your pocket, and you don't really notice.
No.
So I'm trying these out, and I'm just thinking these are better and better every time I use them.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I've had cheap wireless microphones in the past, and the quality already on this. Some of them you get the little receivers, the little transmitters, and they're dead creaky and thin and flimsy. But these seem pretty good. Yeah.
I remember you bought a set a while ago for your setup here when you first tried wireless.
Yeah.
Was it that was a 4 microphone system, wasn't
It
it?
was a full 4 microphone system, but they were analog, but the sound quality wasn't good.
It was very hissy, wasn't it?
There was a hiss and a hum, and they looked good, but they weren't great.
Well, so far I've used these out and about portable. I've used them in my workshop, my study. Tried them out here.
Yeah.
So far, been impressed. Obviously, I'll do the editing to this later and see how it comes out. The next test for me is to set these up, because ultimately this is going to be going into a church type setup environment.
Yeah.
So it's going to be used a lot more for PA, but also it's going to be recording, because we always keep a recording of them as well. You see the services. So that's my next test to go and do that.
That should be interesting.
That'll be the final part. That will. But okay, Lewis. Well, listen, we've spent enough time on this now. We need to crack on and do what we needed to do originally, which is why we came here for one of your videos. So I'll get my side of things packed out of the way and we'll make a start. Okay, excellent, Lewis. Thanks for your time, buddy.
Cheers.
I'll catch you later. So to conclude the video so far, I would highly recommend the Fifine wireless microphone system. I mean, you can tell yourself from the audio that you've listened to compared to other microphones that I've used in the past and to what other YouTubers are using. Definitely worth the purchase for the price. £90 for a set of these. You can't go wrong, really. I do like the fact that, like I said before, nice thin microphone transmitter. Range is good, battery life's good, quality is good. There's not much more to say, is there? I am going to be doing another video a little bit later on when I actually install this into a church hall. We'll see what the audio is like on the PA system. But as you can tell so far by the quality of the recording, you know, it's really good. And for that price, you're not going to get better than that in this price range. Certainly not. Right, okay. There's going to be a couple of links down in the description below for US site for the Amazon and also for the Amazon UK site. So if you're interested, take a look. And good luck if you get them. Good bits of kit. And thanks for watching. I'll speak to you soon.